Okay. What vision, which is experienceable to the omni, versatile, as you say, and the ones that can proceed throughout your cranium are blood diamonds relatable, whatever it is. What I'm trying to say is not military, but it's for purpose of teaching the good of the soul. Your vision or your sight has a Fuji coloration diaphragm of lineage related to your blind spot waves. And your blind spot waves depends and works only for mental health disorders. And the alphabet commonplace to chronometer the knowledge to be aware of this pattern or reality of astrophysics in the science of time, which is transcript, inscription, and metric environment. You mix those four uh, elements and you got your wealth. The way you go about is to know it's a mindfulness procedure of being able to predict currency movement. And the movement has the ratio of the amount generated, which is the growth generated by each type to each person by an observer of a sort of a policeman. And financial wealth has all kinds of good educational storefront that you might know. And what the police don't understand secretly is why they always see female everywhere, except in my apartment, because I think they perceive me funny or something. Because the fair share is that we are now going to another world. I'm going to come back to that. What I was saying is those pixels have an enticeful playback in mirror effect tools, where they could be photographic, music, or video film that could be experienced like an emotion of vertebrate because we are introvert or extrovert. So an introvert like me, I will never perceive this perception thing, Kasamba. But the wellness to it is that all those territorial are control its well-being necessarily. And mentality is we are the flaws of Qatar or film Avatar. And this film Avatar has a second life to it of bowel movement controlled by the matrix or here at my is intense. You're not allowed to speak that, man. But like I'm given opportunity hopefully to speak that. What I'm saying is like it is a stamina key that gets generated by the production of your blood movement. And your blood movement is in charge of this vision control. And LETs are those movements of cellular oxygen scientific auto function. That's how it's based upon that body. But he's a human being like you. Human being. Don't be shook out my eye when I say human being. We might like love to kill each other, which is something like I won't tell people to all everyone to be a slave killer if you're not aware of it. If you're not historical people. I forcibly can't say because it is a way that you're gonna end up because I heard it said any unconscious at a job or at teamwork is gonna be wrong. Unconscious means you don't know your spirituality, you don't know your life yet. And those visions are altered order shift altered with melanin crucial smoke. And those movements of cerebrum perceived by the cerebrum communally to everyone. They move like a predictive step design of all those great symbols that we use. Step ahead, step back, influence, mentality in the scheme of things, through percussion movement. And that step by step is a spectrum under the spectrum of mentality of Bojurma Kosa. That means is to declare that you are verified 2 times, basically. And how oxygen isn't a created thing, but it's a surplus power that we have of word, actually, of word, of projecting word. Projecting word send out information. That information is the oxygen. And that information has a substance, a chemistry, and a DNA. The DNA is your body. Your body is your mirror effect. Your mirror effect is who you cannot limit a statue less. Because it is a mirror effect. The oxygen is a mirror effect that is equivocal, because there's one thing they're gonna remember, that there is God that says Genesis time, that says Genesis time under a me, a Jesus. A Jesus, I was a Markanite, God says, uh, paved the way for me not to do the wrong in the time of unconscious, because the one that's conscious is the one misidentified at the time. That created the fiasco every time. Think yourself, is fiasco about sex or about the need, the feeling bad? But like, if you feel bad about myself, I went to the persecution or crucifixion, which means to be to fall an angel, like an angel that is never seen, and to be treated less historically, but be born like a Holy Ghost in people's minds and spirits, and live every day their lives like an normal. And who saved me out of that? Those people around that book, the religious people, the IUIC, the ICPK, and Sarnetta, because they knew, whoa, it could happen. It could happen even next 100,000 years. I still be in this position if I don't talk openly about it. No, you can't own my name, because the thing is, I ask myself, I'm not trying to talk out of nowhere, but like the thing is, I'm speaking to you about that. I have an issue of preaching that I'm gonna add, of preaching, getting sidetracked is preaching after knowledge, but like, or preaching actually, I'm gonna write is better. And the shadow, the way he saved me, the way God saved me from Genesis, or being hurt by female all the time, mentally, with indirectly or directly, but directly last majority of time by majority of women. But some women still have that is like, because you could prove that it's not my fault, that it's unconscious at its wrong place, wrong time. Because that point in 1886, they said I was going with that African. We were all living. Who thought we're not going with African? Is who is Naila now. So Naila, I owe him that. I should have called myself Martin Naila, but we were given those names by birth. We trusted them, and we ended up. But like also the circle of wrong names. I'm gonna go into it, and the name is the core of the démarche, and the core of the démarche is the instinct, and the instinct is the lateral undercover spectrum. That we've been to those things, we've been tested to those things, I think, at one point. Or we've seen it our very eyes before. It could happen. And it happened in process of people, like thinking process and stuff. I'm not trying to get out of way on my way here, but the démarche works like if you speak sideways, you are in the class or the ones founding communication, since our letters of communication, in the gencive or in the genius, which is a chin, your gene, because you talk indirectly, and that's a geometrical aspect. That's the scientific aspect you can calculate. But ever since you calculate, there's always some, there's always the spirit vouching for you. You're never gonna be puppetized, but you can be puppet mastered. You can find yourself, you can find yourself like in people needing to take over your spirit, but it's not that. It's not for that. And the reason why there is the gas count, the clarity of light less of astral constellation. That's where women are from. Oh, the love. And music is the puissance, like T.I. said, of this movement of oxygen cellular geometrical to another degree of transmission, transmission actually, right? And the way to find a name is to use its phonetic aspect, which is natto, adabe. Okay, I always had this thing, or I found natto like Arabic or Arabic like natto. Mix. Well, what I'm gonna say is the way it happens with music is that it's a way that is magical to its scientific auto journey of well established. It works in this field through time, and the thing is, the energy will eventually, the energy of your, in the scheme of things, of the communication will ended up coming down to your senses of reproduction system and the down body, there's upper body and down body, right? And the down body is in charge of creativity, not communication. No, in creativity aspect of communication, because there's the creativity and there is the état critique, which is your mentality, your critical mind, and your maneuver, your mechanical mind is your word and your hand. And with that, you got the all the chakras you need.